Assalamualaikum, salam hormat, Pak Ku Nara here. Okay, in the previous video I talked about the keris as a status symbol. Okay, contrary to other regions of the Malay world nowadays, okay, in the peninsula or in areas of in and around the peninsula of what we know now as Malaysia, the keris, despite its significance as a social tool or a status symbol, is still being practiced as a defensive weapon. Why do I say defensive? Because we have other weapons of war. Okay, we have typically the parang. Okay, we have swords and spears and so on and so forth. Even during the time of the Malacca Empire, the Malays were known to use firearms. Okay, this was in the early 16th century, late 15th century. We've already been using firearms back then. So the keris was more of a defensive weapon. Okay, and despite what you normally see on the social media, the keris is, I would argue against the statement saying that the keris is a stabbing weapon, exclusively stabbing weapon. So I'm just gonna show you or share with you a bit on why I say this is inaccurate. Okay, first of all, this is a typical what we would call keris tarung or keris tempur. It has a considerably long blade. It's quite a huge specimen actually compared to a normal keris that is worn every day. So this kind of keris is or was designed to be a better weapon. Okay, most people would say that the keris is used for stabbing. I do not object. It is true, but stabbing or thrusting is not the only method of using the keris. So as you can see, this is a massive weapon. It's quite a massive weapon actually. Other than stabbing, okay, it can also deliver a cut. Okay, either what you would call a long edge cut or true edge cut and a false edge cut. So you can cut this way and you can cut this way. So it's kind of similar to, in that aspect, it's kind of similar to a long sword. You can cut this way, you can cut this way. So you have a forward cut, and you can also have a draw cut using the so-called back edge, which is coincidentally similar to how you define the edges on a longsword, because in a keris, okay, this is the front side, this is the back. So you would say that this is the true edge and the back edge, which is similar terminology to a longsword. Okay, so first the keris can be used to thrust, and then it can be used to cut. Okay, so you have a long edge cut and a false edge cut. Next, it can also be used to slice. Okay, so you have you can slice it. Okay, it's a a draw cut or a push cut. Now, thrust, false edge, through edge cuts, draw cut, and pull or pull cut and a push cut. That's 5. All right, 5 methods of cutting or using the keris so far. Now, it can also be used to parry. So by parry, I mean normally we do not parry another weapon on the blade with the keris. Okay, what is done is we parry on the opponent's arm, okay, or the wrist. So as you parry, you cut. Okay, either you draw cut, or you can parry and push cut and stab. So it's actually a very versatile and agile weapon. Okay, so if let's say for example you were cutting or somebody suddenly blocks you on this side, you can actually turn the blade and see, you can actually cut him using this. That part is what we call the aring. Okay, this aring is intentionally made to be jagged. So this is a very this is very sharp. Okay, it can cut. It does not cut, but rather it rips. So that is this 7th way in which you can injure somebody using a keris. So the target of this is usually here. So you can go there and just slice off. Alright? Or you can use the tip of the lizard's tail or ekor cicak while parrying a strike. Okay, this can go into the eyes, or it can go into the neck, or it can go into the attacking hand, wrist. Go in there, rip it out and cut. Okay, so that's on this side, the aring. On this side, we have the lambai gajah or the akut. Okay, this side is called the akut, and that part there, that curving point there, this is called the lambai gajah or elephant's trunk. As you can see, this edge is also jagged. So this is another weapon. Okay, and the targets are similar. So you can cut it this way, or you can have it that way. You can just jam it into somebody's throat, and as you pull it back, as you pull the blade back, you will slice across his neck. So that's thrust, false edge cut, through edge cut, draw cut, pull cut, parry, ripping with the aring, ripping with the lambai gajah, stabbing with the lizard's tail, ekor cicak. That's 9. 9, not just 1. It's already 9. Okay, so what next? As you can see, the hilt is designed in a specific way so that certain parts of it project from outside, project outside of the fist. Now this is another feature of the keris that can be used as a weapon. This can be used to pound. So it is like a knuckle duster. You can pound this on somebody's face or on the hands, or if somebody happens to kick you, give you a side kick for example, you can just block his kick near the knee, okay, with this, And as you block, you follow through with a thrust. 10. Okay, so today I'm just gonna tell you about 10 features of the keris that can be used, or rather 10 ways in which the keris can be used as a weapon. Alright, so this has been Pak Ku Nara. I hope that has been informative, and I hope it clears some misconceptions about the Malay keris. I'm not talking about Javanese keris or Balinese keris, what we would call Indonesian keris nowadays. I'm talking about the Peninsular Malaysia or Peninsular Malay type of keris. Okay, these are some of the ways in which the keris can be used as a weapon, although that is not always the case. Okay, because we have other weapons specifically for that. For example, we have here the tumbuk lada. Okay, this is a dedicated weapon. Alright, so I will talk about this later. And sometimes you can find that some people wear this together with their keris. So this is to say that this is their identity and this is their weapon. They are ready, and in case of any emergencies, they will just draw this out. Alright, okay then. So I will see you again in the next installment, where we'll talk more about Malay culture and Malay weaponry specifically, and things related to silat, the Malay art of Malay martial art. I will not say self-defense. It's a martial art. Okay, Malay martial art. And I have been Pak Ku Nara. I always will be. And until I see you again, Assalamualaikum and salam hormat.